Welcome traders to part 2 of our SPI trade plan. I'm going to take you through today's trading and just talk to you about some of the things that we look at when we're trading the SPI in accordance with our trade plan. Now, if you have a look at the chart in front of you, you've got the SPI on a 34 tick chart, which is the time frame or tick chart we're trading. We are looking for 2 winners and done for the session. Our session time starts at 10 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time. Now the first thing we need to do is just mark up the previous high and low. You can see here that we had a session high at 48.85 on the previous session. Our low previously was 48.53 and the session opened up with a gap down. So this is very important for us because the gap is basically what we need to identify initially, and then we need to make sure that we don't take any trade with the gap. So we're looking for that first trade against the gap, and you'll see here that at just here, and we'll check the time, 10:01. Now we're looking to start trading at 10 o'clock, so 10:01 we start to print a potential long setup. So we'll mark that on the chart. This little cross here is our potential long setup, so we're looking for we get basically the initial setup from a cross of the momentum indicators, so that's our yellow and white bands here. Once they cross or touch, they'll start printing a little green setup there across, and we need to also have our profit line, which is this thin red and green line here. It goes from red to green. Once that turns green, then that'll give us our cross, and that sets up there, and we'll just check the price on that. From memory, 48.68 is our long setup, and you can see here that we actually print but we don't actually touch there, so we've got a pending long order there at 48.68. So we'll just mark that on the chart. So there's our long. Now that's a working order at the moment, hasn't triggered yet, still hasn't triggered yet, and just there at, just check the timestamp, 10:13 we get printed. We actually touch that entry point, so 10:13 gets us long, and we get our stop and target. So our stop is there at 48.50. Our money management level, which is our first point at which we're going to make an adjustment or a change on this market, is at 48.77, and our full target is at 48.82. So just sitting there is our full target, and we'll mark that with a green. Okay, so we're long on the SPI. Now we're looking for this money management level to get hit. As soon as that level there gets touched, we'll bring our stop to break even. So we'll push that up there to 48.68, and you can see that we don't quite touch. We get as high as 48.81, so just a tick away from 48.82. The trades here now, what we're looking for here is 14 points, so we don't have a very large or a big trade profile. So looking for 14 points profit to break even, and then we finally push up and hit our full target of 48.82. So we collect 14 points, which is roughly, or it is 350 Australian dollars. Australian dollars on our first trade. For now is we're looking for a re-entry setup, so we need price to come back here and close either inside or below both of these momentum indicators, and you see that we clearly get a close below. That's there, and a price pushes back above those indicators there at 10.50, and that gives us a potential long setup there at 48.83. Now that's really no good for us, 48.83, because it's still basically just below that previous high. So we need to push that up just to adjust that up to 48.87, which we do. So now we're looking for a re-entry long. So there's our re-entry long trade. Prices close below the momentum indicators, close back above with that green candle there. So that's the trade we're looking at. There's your entry, and our target on that trade is 48.92. We push that up to 48.94 just with the adjustment, and sorry, 48.97 we had that working out. So we're looking for 10 points, and you'll see here that we actually don't. Now remember that our trade session finishes at 12 o'clock. and you'll see here that we actually don't trigger into that long trade setup. So there's 12 o'clock, our session is complete. So for today, just the one trade, the one winner, and we were done. So $350 out of the SPI. We had the one long setup triggering, so we just had the one long setup at 10.13, and we got triggered in there at 48.68, and we went straight to target after a little bit of a pullback and hit full target. And then we were looking for the re-entry trade, didn't get triggered into that, and trade finished at 12.01. So that was our session for today, remembering that we're looking for one winner and done. We will take one re-entry trade, we didn't get triggered, and that pretty much completes our session for the SPI today. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email, shane@globalmarkettrader.com. More than happy to answer any questions on the SPI. So that was our session for today. First day back after the Christmas break, and it's collecting 14 points and starting off the day nicely. Cheers.